One of the difficulties of being a native English speaker is when you see one word, you can always see another one that you think would better fit the bill. So in this case, the question was what was expected, but I think I would rather turn that round to what is hoped for. And so I'll deal with this a little bit more generically, because this, I think, is about public involvement with this legislative change at all levels. Because while the MA has a growing brand, and we can see that from the number of stakeholders in this room, the penetration of that brand to the individual healthcare professional is still quite poor. And therefore, in terms of whatever we do, in terms of communication and involvement, I think the role of the national competent authorities in the member states is going to be critical. So what messages need to get out to get good involvement? Well, first of all, awareness of that legislation, which I've just touched on. Secondly is real clarity about what the new regulations and directive is about. And in crystallised, it is around assessing and communicating the benefit-risk balance over the lifetime of the medicinal product. And I think David has indicated some of the things where things change during the life of the product quite suddenly and are quite difficult to handle. So for that involvement, there needs to be a really good understanding of the roles of the players and actors, whether they're the regulators, and in this case we're talking about part of the regulator here, the PRAC, or the marketing authorisation holders. And post-authorisation, it's then still those players, but it's the healthcare professionals in how they use the product, and the patients and consumers in how they take it, which Barbara has already touched on. So what underpins all of this, and both Albert and Noel have already touched on this, it is the European Commission's drive that engagement and transparency should be core to everything it does. And so in terms of, therefore, what do I hope for from the whole process? And that is demand from healthcare professionals, from patients and from consumers and from the general public for continued dialogue that helps healthcare professionals and patients and their carers get the best from the medicines that are available. A special plea from healthcare professionals: the key outputs from PRAC are likely to be risk management plans, and Peter's already touched on those, and the patients and healthcare professionals heard from Roberto yesterday of problems with ensuring the effectiveness of those risk management plans. The periodic safety update reports, and I hate the term periodic because what I would prefer to see is timely safety update reports, and then all the post-authorisation safety studies and effectiveness studies. Because taken together, that actually is what will deliver the expected improvement in public health for European citizens. Thank you very much.